Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you for joining me here. This is a quick crypto market update here for this weekend, seeing what's going on here. Bitcoin is breaking down, effectively trying to retest its upper range of its previous bullish rectangle. So simple way to understand it is we may pivot and bounce from here, or we may continue lower to retest the 92,000 range and potentially continue lower as well for somewhat of a head and shoulders pattern that we're seeing. So it's very early and very premature, but the general consensus here is that Bitcoin is showing some weakness just based on the simple fact that it's a weekend with low volume. I personally am still leaning a little bit more towards the price coming down, but it's honestly a flip of a coin. But statistically, we have 14 out of 16 weekends so far this year that have started off pretty bad or ended poorly rather. We've seen red activity over the weekends, mostly going to experience selling pressure. And that usually happens Saturday night, Sunday morning. So statistics aren't everything, but there's a decent probability we do see a pullback here as kind of where I'm leaning a little bit more towards. However, I think it will be temporary, and that 92 to 90,000 is that solid support range there for us for a potential bounce off 92 or continuation to the 90.5 to 88.5K range. That has the most amount of support in that area. Either way, that is kind of where we're at there. And just taking a quick look here, the daily time frame here for market dominance here. So Bitcoin market cap, or more so Bitcoin market dominance, is essentially in a position right now where we are effectively going sideways. We're in a stable situation, okay? And what that basically means is for the last 4 days, Bitcoin dominance hasn't passed 64.5%. It's just kind of hung out in this range. So what that basically implies for us is that we're stable with Bitcoin dominance. So if Bitcoin price goes up, the price of altcoins go up too, okay? So it's kind of this natural continuation running synonymous minus a few outliers with Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin sells off, we could experience a pullback from altcoins as well. So it's kind of a 1-to-1 ratio for the most part. And you can kind of see that reflected on the charts. A lot of coins are close to break even. So the last thing to recognize too is Bitcoin CME futures. This isn't a super substantial, but it is still something nonetheless, gravitating the price towards that 92K range, where we can see 92 to 93,000 as a close approximate, partially filled CME gap to the downside. So basically implied that the price moved up so quickly on Tuesday that there was still a gap that was formed. Keep in mind also, CME futures closed at 95,800, so it does also incentivize the price to go higher to fill that gap if there's one that's created between now and then. So it's kind of this weird place that we're in. Generally speaking, you're probably better off unless you're considering some shorts to avoid trading, honestly. And I say shorts only based on statistical likeliness of the price action pulling back for Bitcoin. But from a technical standpoint, we got a lot of there's a lot of ups and downs, or more importantly, a lot of indications pointing up and pointing down at the same time. So when everyone's pointing at each other, it's hard to know who to trust. That's kind of where we're at right now. So generally speaking, avoid trading this weekend, probably the best call. That's kind of the consensus there. Either way, thanks so much again for watching. We'll look forward to seeing you all on the next one. Join us over on Twitter, Telegram, Discord if you haven't already. Have a good one. Take care.